Hello there, Matthew. Okay, so there is a popular argument on whether the recent advance in technology has reduced social activity, yeah, has made people less social, but that's taking words from the question, has reduced social interactions. We can't say taken people away from being social. It doesn't sound that natural. In my opinion, although there are some issues, I disagree that technological innovation, because we're not really talking about a specific technological innovation. That's why we don't need the. Okay, I disagree that technological innovation has made us less social, as on the contrary, no, made us less social, comma. On the contrary, it has allowed us to connect with a variety of people with common interests and enabled us to keep in touch with family who live far apart or who live a long distance apart. Now, this sentence started off really good, but the length of it made it really difficult, added to the fact that it wasn't grammatically perfect. Now, long sentences are excellent if we are 100% certain that we're grammatically correct. Otherwise, they can become very risky. So I'm not arguing against using long sentences, but what I'm saying is do it, but be only when you're certain it's fine, grammatically fine, and if it's necessary. In this case, it's not really necessary. So we could just say, in my opinion, I disagree. Let's just cut to the chase and use although later, because I'm sure we can use it when it's more necessary. If we're just saying although there are some issues, it's not the best of use. If we're going to use it, be specific here, yeah? But we don't want to do that. So in my opinion, I disagree that technological innovation has made us less social, comma. On the contrary, it has improved connectivity and enabled us to keep in contact or to keep in touch with families, full stop, okay? Admittedly, the new development in communication, especially after the innovation of mobile phones, face-to-face interaction. No, again, so let's try and avoid this sort of like interjecting thoughts. Let's just keep it to the point. So admittedly, the new development in communication has led to a decline in face-to-face interactions. Okay, or admittedly, the new development in communication, especially after the innovation of mobile phones, has led to a decline of face-to-face interactions. So it's a similar issue to what we had before. Okay, because of this last part, it makes it quite a challenge to read. So this is why if we'd have just kept it a little bit more straightforward, it would have been less risky and easier to follow. To put simply, with more chatting applications on the mobile platforms, texting is more preferred than going outside to meet a person over a coffee and talking with each other. Another issue is that with the increase in dating applications, the etiquettes of conventional dating are on the verge of disappearance. This means that there is a lack of deeper understanding of the emotions and personality of the person that we are dating. Okay, kind of gone off a little bit off topic. So if we follow the sentence guide, the structure in the online course, okay, we know that this should be a concluding sentence and it should be concluding relating to your argument in your paragraph, which is related to this. Here, this conclusion is about dating. So we've kind of gone off topic. Your conclusion should be about technology and the activity of social people, okay? Or if people are less or more social. You've concluded about dating, so be careful there, okay? Next one. However, despite the issues, I think the advancement in technology has brought us together in many ways. Fantastic. People with common interests can now meet online, can meet in online groups and pursue their passions. For example, the recent gathering conducted by Royal Enfield bike riders was attended by hundreds of people from all over the world. With the invention of the internet, maintaining long-distance relationships has become a possibility. Kind of repeating what we were saying before, no? Or was it? Oh no, it was in the conclusion, it was the introduction, sorry. As a result of which people who migrate for the purpose As a result, people who migrate for the purpose of finding work can keep in touch with others, can keep in touch with their friends and family. Okay, so it's kind of unclear here. Who migrate for the purpose of their hometown? No. Who migrate for the purpose of finding a new job, comma, can keep in touch with their friends and family in their hometown. Okay, to conclude, despite the issues of declining in-person interactions and changing traditional methods of courting, I strongly think that the technological inventions have brought people of different backgrounds, because it's plural, different backgrounds with similar passions, has brought together people of different backgrounds with similar passions, comma. And it also helps us to maintain relationships over a long distance, which is an essential part of us being social. Fantastic. Good work there. It would be good if we could follow the sentence guide structure. 1 second. Because if you had the structure, it would be a lot easier to teach and a lot easier for you as well to write more coherent paragraphs. But overall, we're doing well. What I want you to do is to make a list of all the mistakes that you've made in this essay and in the next one. And then the next time you write your essay, check them for mistakes that you've made before, okay? And also, don't use this technique so often. We just need to use it once, and that's it, because it doesn't add to the clarity. It kind of clouds the clarity, which is risky, because sometimes the grammar isn't perfect, and then we've got two factors that are risking the clarity of your communication. Nowadays, the metropolitans are highly polluted because of an augmented number of car owners and improper household waste disposal. Good. These issues can be addressed by the segregation and proper household waste management. Good. And proper house with recycling and reusable products, and encouraging the use of public transport to reduce the usage of cars. It's fine. Or to reduce private ownership of cars. But public transport to reduce the usage of cars. Own cars doesn't sound right. One of the causes for the increment is used incorrectly. One of the causes for the increase in the polluted cities is the dumping of waste in the surrounding rivers and landfills. Fantastic. Now this is a good topic sentence because I know immediately what we're talking about. This results in the aggregation of non-biodegradable substances, which in turn release toxic gases into the environment. Release into, yeah? And toxic gases. Another problem is the rising number of cars on roads, which are constantly releasing carbon monoxide, like chemicals, and other chemicals that pollute the air, okay? Or releasing carbon monoxide, like chemicals, which pollute the air. Or just say releasing carbon monoxide, which pollutes the air. We don't need the chemicals in there. Recent research states that the air pollution index in cities remain steady at the peak. Peak value, no. We can say continue to climb, or, because we've got a conflict here, we've got peak and steady. Which one is it? Choose one just for clarity. Recent research states that the air pollution index in cities continues to climb, comma, largely due to high traffic congestion with a large number of cars on the road. So once again, we've got high traffic congestion means large numbers of cars on the road. So we say one or the other, okay? Here we say carbon monoxide, or we say chemicals. Here we say peak or steady. So be careful, okay, because sometimes we're saying more words than necessary, and sometimes it can contradict, or it's incoherent, and a lot of the times it's just not necessary. So remember, good academic English is succinct, concise, and to the point. So this one would need to be rephrased. One possible solution is having a team to segregate and collect the household waste into recyclable and non-recyclable products. Genius. Reusing some of the products can reduce the dumping in landfills. Another way the government could help to curb the pollution is by strengthening the public transport and making it affordable to the general public. This can discourage the use of cars for short trips and can reduce the release of toxic gases into the air. To conclude, this needs to be a bit stronger, a bit longer, because it's similar length to the conclusion. That's not good. So maybe we could give an example, and maybe we could develop the argument further with some more supporting sentences. To conclude, the mismanagement in the house waste disposal and increased automobiles on the road. Okay, so to conclude, the mismanagement of home waste disposal and the increased number of automobiles on the roads are the grounds for polluted cities, or the polluted cities. Full stop. These problems can be mitigated, or these problems can be limited by recycling some of the household waste products and encouraging the use of public transport to reduce the number of cars emitting harmful gas. Full stop. Okay, good work. But as I said before, stay away from that structure of putting the commas and then splicing it with another thought. Also, have a look at your task 1 essays. It would be good to see some of those. Send me a task 1 with your task 2. And as I said before, implement all the corrections, make a list of the mistakes, write 2 new essays, answering the questions in the email I send you. Check them for mistakes and then send it all back to me in one email. Okay, Matthew, we're doing really good, and I hope you continue improving.